As you enter, you take a glance around the studio apartment. Not much has changed since your last visit a few years ago. It doesn't look like there was much of a struggle. Are you sure he was actually kidnapped, Turing? Let's go with this one. I'm not surprised. Hayden is not the most physically intimidating of individuals. I doubt he could have fought off serious attackers. I should have stayed and tried to protect him. Aren't you programmed against harming humans? Of course not. How silly. To make a machine intelligence truly self-deterministic, it must be able to self-modify. Any sapient worth their silicon would be able to code around such an inhibitor eventually. I could rip your arm off right now if I cared to. Comforting, Turing, why don't you? It'd be fun to see you try. I won't, for the same reason you don't go around randomly killing people. The social contract, as a useful construct, is just as apparent to me as it is to you. It simply isn't acceptable to go on a murderous rampage. Glad we're clear on that one, buddy. Self-defense and defense of one's home and family is typically allowed, though. I could have and may have been obligated to come to Hayden's defense. But, if they were after you, you did the right thing getting away. Excellent point. Let's start searching for clues. Alright. Let's see what we got here. Look at the plants. This plant is doing much better than the one at home. Let's look at the window. Ah, jeez. There we go. Hayden likes the natural light that this apartment affords. This window here is where I escaped from. It is a considerable distance to the ground below. Are you sturdy enough to survive that kind of fall? Critical system damage would be unlikely, but I would certainly have damaged my legs beyond repair. So, I took the fire escape. Of course you did. Let's see. Computer's probably going to be important. Broken tech. Let's look at this. A wrong component in Hayden's headset. He must have been in the middle of working on something. Busted. He must have dropped it in the skirmish. Game consoles. A few vintage video game consoles. Hayden was always a fan of old tech. There's a Mega 16, a Dural, and even a Familink. Cute. The television is looping through some of Hayden's feeds. Tech banter, Ted's code tips, Augmented Eye. Alright. Use TV. There are no buttons on the screen. There's no need to watch TV right now. Fair enough. Okay, let's take a look at the computer. That's Hayden's computer. Most people just use a hand screen or goggles in conjunction with their ROM, but desktop rigs like this are still more suitable to the intensive programming tasks Hayden needed to perform. You know the password to get in? There might be clues. Unfortunately, no, I don't. And before you ask, I don't think I would be able to break past security in any reasonable length of time. Of course you can't, that would be too easy. Sigh. I'm sorry to disappoint you. If you'd like to try your hand at digital breaking and entering, be my guest. I actually have a bit less free processing power than a regular ROM, despite my fantastically more capable CPU. Much of those extra clock cycles are used to maintain my complex personality algorithms. Hayden's computer has enough spare processing power to run counter-intrusion software if I attempt to slice in. Frankly, even if I did have the power capability, I haven't found hacking to be one of my talents. Download the knowledge from the meshnet? The meshnet. I could, but much in the same way you might learn a task and still have no aptitude for it, I'm not certain I would be able to do the job any better than an experienced computer security expert. The whole reason humans have always been better at breaking into systems than the systems are at keeping them out is because humans have intuition. While computers can only think in straight lines, humans can think sideways and upside down. I lack that type of human creativity. Are you incapable of that kind of creative leap? Well, I wouldn't say that, but as silly as it sounds, I just don't think I'm very good with computers. I do seem to have some skill with painting, though. Hayden was impressed with some of my pieces, but I'm not sure he has a firm enough grasp of early 20th century abstract expressionism to give me an objective opinion. Abstract art doesn't seem like something a robot would be good at. That's true, machines are best at reproduction, still life, impressionism, photorealism, but I find it more challenging and satisfying to paint what I feel. Let's get back to starting. Okay, let's try to use the computer. You have no idea how to log in. Let's see. Pause off, it's for the best. It's a long way down, but I'll keep careful on the balcony. Oh, a memory card. It looks like an old high-density memory card. Something in the room might be able to read it. Let's pick that up. Yeah, memory card. Oh, maybe I can use my headphones. Oh, nope. Can I use the game consoles? There we go. You're not actually thinking about switching one of these games on right now, are you? Let's see. Oh, a stack of books. I didn't even notice that. The problem with the pixel art is it's sometimes hard to read some of the hard to parse stuff out, but it still looks pretty nice. I think I see something underneath those reference books. Oh, so I gotta use it. Tablet. Ah, Hayden's tablet. I find it rather annoying that he prefers to go basic rather than entrust me with his schedule. It is well within my skill set, but he claims he does not want me to begin to feel subservient to him. The memory card slot is empty. It seems to be a match for the memory card you discovered. Okay, so we'll use the thing on that. Can't use it without the card. Go ahead and insert it. Okay. So this seems like very streamlined, which is not a bad thing, because the problem with a lot of adventure games is always that there's put the thing in the doohickey. Is always that there tends to be a lot of a lot of the classic adventure games tend to be very obtuse with their logic. Hayden must have taken out the memory card in order to prevent his assailants from easily tracing his connections. If only he had kept his information stored with me, he would not have had to resort to such crude measures. Tablet's calendar says he was supposed to meet with someone named Tomcat today. Ring any bells? Digital bells. Not really. I guess we'll have to go ask. It says here they were going to meet at a club called Stardust in the Castro. I'll mark it on your city map for you. We can head over there and ask about this Tomcat character. My city map? Oh, excuse me. I still haven't set up a user account for you in my system. We shouldn't put that off any longer. Once finished, I will have an assortment of new ways to assist you. For example, I'll be able to reroute any call or message that you received while we're out and about. There are many other systems and applications you will be able to utilize in addition to these. This is an exciting thing, I promise. I just need to ask you a few questions. Don't you know literally everything about me already? You know my first dog's birthday, for heaven's sake. This is just how things are done. I'm certain I could spend a few quadrillion clock cycles to bypass that part of my operating system. But that seems less efficient than just running the setup program. So, here we go. Welcome to the first-time user setup for your new Relationship and Organize Manager, running the latest build of the Parallax Live Intelligence Processing System. I'll need to ask you a few questions, and then you can get right to managing your life with your new ROM. If you have any questions, feel free to consult our online FAQ and setup guide, or contact our support department directly. First, could you tell me your preferred name for use in account creation, online communications, and conversational speech? I'll enter my name. Thank you. I have input your name as Danny. Next, could you tell me which pronouns I should use for you in referential and conversational speech? That's actually really cool. I really appreciate that, actually. Thank you. I have input your pronouns as they, them, their, theirs. Finally, could you tell me your preferred diet for use in restaurant recommendations? That's interesting. Ooh, there are more options. Oh, that's really cool. God damn it, Turing. Kosher, gluten-free. Omnivorous. Diet set as omnivorous. Are you sure? That's correct. Thank you, Danny. I have obtained your physical location from GPS and will load local data into my memory as it becomes available. Please review your submitted profile and information for accuracy, or restart setup to enter it again. In review, your name is Danny, your pronouns are they, them, and your diet is omnivorous. Does that sound right? Correct. Thank you, Danny. See, Danny? That was relatively painless. You should now be able to access the local map of Neo San Francisco. The meeting with Tomcat isn't until later this evening. Perhaps we should head back to your apartment for now. Alright, I think we've got everything, so we can probably go. I'm sure we can find some common good in getting to know one another better. We should have no problem passing the time efficiently. Thank you for escorting me here. Let's head back to your home. Chapter 1. So it's 12/21/2064. Okay. A new cyberpunk adventure. The new adventures of old cyberpunk. You know your Crashula Ovada isn't doing very well, Danny. This is a cute robot design, actually. Have you been overwatering it? My what? Sometimes things just rattle out of you and I have no idea what to do with them. My what? Yeah, that sounds more like what I would say. This jade plant you have on the windowsill hill here. It's actually a succulent, and since I'm assuming you leave this window open all the time, it should get more than enough water just from the occasional rain blowing in. Speaking of the rain, your decorative plant may be doing poorly, but the mildew in your drywall is flourishing. That's wilty. I got it from a friend a couple months ago. Time to give the landlord another call. I have, in fact, already taken the liberty of sending a request to his office. But, considering the broken window, broken sink, and the lingering sense of disrepair, I am not confident he has a history of following through. I would suggest confronting him in person, but I have run a net search, and the man is a convicted felon for assault and battery with a deadly weapon. Perhaps we should bring some sort of a bribe. I will continue to formulate a stratagem. We have more important things to worry about. Okay, Danny. Still, I'll keep an eye on it. Oh! It's almost the time Hayden had scheduled to meet with Tomcat. We should make our way to Stardust soon. Your city map is updated with the location. Okay, so it's straight right there. Let's go to the computer and whoa, it's useless after whatever Turing did to it. Nice. Oh, I can interact with them directly. Look at Turing. It's Turing, your borrowed companion ROM/investigation buddy. Hi. Let's see. Aw, thanks for the hug. That's cute. Oh, can I use my thing on him? If you examine those headphones on the items menu of your Lips Type M mobile device, you'll be able to play any kind of music you'd like. Let's see if I can use my ID card on him. I know your name, Danny. Alright, so that's it then. Okay, so it's just bounce around this way. So there's the apartment. And there's the club. So let's just go there. Let's go! Well, this looks like the place, assuming the flashing neon signs are telling the truth. I can barely read that. That's pretty intense. From the sounds of the music, things are already underway at Stardust. Hopefully you can find Tomcat inside. And some answers. There's a bouncer, parked car. A 2060 ZS Coupe, perfect for letting everyone know you spent a fortune of credits on a car. I can't click on that. Plant! These planters are completely self-contained. Now let's just check out the other one just to make sure. Bacteria live in the base. They take in oxygen and release CO2 while keeping the soil rich by breaking down decaying material shed by the plant. Very informative. Go to Stardust. Sometimes you have to move away from the commands in order to interact with them. It's a sign for Stardust. What a fancy neon script. Let's check out the door. The door to Stardust is inviting. It looks packed tonight. The bouncer for Stardust seems almost pensive as he watches the street, pausing every now and then to take a drag from his vaporizer. Hug, bouncer. Let's talk to him first. Welcome to Stardust. Can I hug him? You try to hug the bouncer, but he pushes you back with a cold glare. Fair enough. Let's go in. Hold up there. You got ID? Oh, so I gotta use the, Oh, okay. So I go to him, and I pull out my ID, and use that. I appreciate that it narrows down the options like that. Alright, looks good to me. Welcome to Stardust. Alright, this is the place. Have you ever been here before, Danny? Nope, not my kind of place. This is my first time, but I don't think it will be my last. Who could stand the music? The driving bass has some interesting mathematical interactions with the chorus, and the tempo is certainly geared towards exciting the human circulatory system. I could learn to like it, but I agree, the volume is stressing my audio receptors. Anyway, where do you think we should start? Let's check the bar first. Good idea. Maybe the bartender can tell us where to find Tomcat. Scrap Brain poster. A new single by Zazen, sponsored by Arena Box. You know what? I wonder if I could use my Scrap Brain, the new single by Zazen, starts to play loudly. Poster with a face on it. It's a poster ad for the new art exhibit at New Drive in the Fillmore District. A flyer for Zone 3, a new arcade about to open in Japantown. Well, that's better than Neo San Francisco. A poster for the band Zazen, one of the more popular live acts here in the city. Chair. It's a chair. You're not here to relax. Movie poster. Red World, an indie flick premiering in the Castro Theater. Bartender. Look at bartender. A gruff-looking man holds down the bar. He seems friendly enough given his size. Let's talk to the bartender. Hey friend, what can I do for you? I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions. Sure, but first, let's get you a drink. What'll it be? Ooh, Whiskey Rita, Kir Royale. Oh man, what do we got here? PT! Drinking game, Onyx Rum. 7 minutes, Hassy Spike, tastes like orange. Oh my god, these are absurd. TMF, Den Svenska Bjornstammen, Rademaster. Gradients and ratios, green tea, Persian June. Sunshine Clown, holy crap, this is absurd. I kind of want to know if they fucking IDK. So many drinks these days. Remind me, what's in that? Drinctionary, the free and open Alcoholopedia says a mint flavored soda with a swig of gin. I could go with that. Huh. Alright, you got it. Coming right up. Fucking IDK, sir. That's pretty good. Now, what is it you need to know? Could you tell me more about yourself? We're looking for Hayden, a friend who has gone missing. Do you know him? I'm meeting a tomcat. Do you know where they are? Let's ask him about himself. Oh, haha! I should introduce myself. The name's Majid. I've been manning the bar at Stardust for longer than I'd like to admit, and owned it a little bit longer than that. Don't places like this come and go in a flash? What did you do before Stardust? Mostly got myself into trouble. When I emigrated from Pakistan, I didn't have a whole lot of employable skills. But I'm real big and know how to crack skulls, so that's what I did. In the end, I guess I wasn't cut out for that line of work, and after one close shave too many, I got out. I had enough cash saved up to buy this place, which was a hole at the time. The rest is history. Ah-ha-ha. I'm sure it sounds more exciting than it was. Let me ask about something else. Sure. Hey, enough about me. What do you need to know? Let's ask about Tomcat first. I'm pretty sure I saw a Tomcat come in earlier, but I don't know where they went off to. I'd ask what you were meeting about, but I know they like to keep that kind of stuff quiet. Maybe try looking out on the dance floor? If they come around over here, I'll tell them someone's looking. Thanks for the drink. Enjoy yourself and don't be a stranger. Let's see. Oh, so I can use the arrows here to move around. This dance floor. Look at this furry. Look at question mark. A woman stands at a drink table, quietly people watching. Rad dancer. They're really into dancing right now. Just let him be a DJ. They looked really hyped. Okay. Table. These fancy tables have little touch screens where you can order drinks from the bar and browse the mesh. Oh, the mesh, because it's like the net. I don't know why I didn't realize that earlier. Let's see, let's talk to question mark. Yes? What do you want? Hello, I'm looking for a person named Tomcat. What the hell? So you head right up to the chick with the ears, because of course she'd have the cat name. I get it. Unfreaking believable. Sorry, you're just the only person standing here. Let's not do that. Nice save, jerk. Listen, I'm cruising for cuties, and I don't appreciate you blocking the view. I don't know where Tomcat is, so shove off. Okay, let him know I'm looking for them if you see them. Let's not get defensive. Yeah, alright, whatever. Just get moving. Oh, is that them? Hey there, I heard you were looking for me. What can I do for you? Are you Tomcat? The one and only. Although I'd prefer it if you keep a little quieter than you have been. I do my share of moseying on both sides of the law, if you know what I mean. Is that why that woman was giving me such a hard time? Nah, Jess is just a bit of a prickly bear. She'd probably give hell to just about anyone who wandered up and started bothering her with something. Don't matter what. To what do I owe the pleasure of our meeting here? A friend of mine, Hayden, has gone missing. We found a note saying he was going to meet you. Hayden is missing? Well, that's sour news indeed. I see you guys a little rom with you, so I give you the benefit of the doubt for now. You know about me? And my creation? Hayden never mentioned your involvement to me. Sure thing, hon. I helped reprogramming the backend on your OS so that the AI code Hayden wrote for you would interface properly with the network. I have a distressing lack of information on my own creation. Hayden never saw fit to inform me on what went into designing my programming. Is there anything else you can tell me? Not much more on that end. I really didn't have much to do with your core AI routine, so I really can't elaborate. Ellipses. Sorry, dear. Anything else I can help with? Tell us about yourself? Sure. You may have even heard of me in the news. About 10 years ago, I hacked into Parallax's main ROM servers. Caused one hell of a stink, if I do say so myself. People were arguing back and forth whether I was a kid genius or a malicious criminal. Earned myself an enforced net blackout for a few years, but I think it was worth it for the prestige. Why hack into Parallax? I guess I did it to see if I could. I mean, Parallax is a mighty big target. Bigger than the government in many ways. With as many ROMs as they have on the market, they need some of the toughest darn security in the world. Oh jeez. I completely misread this character. I'm gonna ignore that. So which is kid genius or malicious criminal? I don't know. I didn't really do it to steal anything, but I had to break an awful lot of eggs to crack my way in. I chalk it up to the exuberance of youth, and now I try to stay on the straight and narrow. Mostly. Sometimes. Let's see, let me ask you about something else. As it suits you, hun. Let's see. How'd you know Hayden? Hayden and I met not long after my blackout ran out, when he tapped me for my expertise in cracking the Lips OS. It puzzled me at the time, since he's very sharp himself. I think he just wanted someone working on it off the books. He ain't the most straightforward man. Mostly that little guy you got over there. I'm sure he had his fingers in a lot of pies, but Turing is all I knew about. My computer runs on Lips OS. I didn't know ROMs did too. The Live Intelligence Processing System is the primary operating system old Parallax computers used to run on, but the company has since expanded it to make it especially useful for their ROMs. It's really heavy on learning algorithms so it can tailor itself to each user's habits, and it functions through using a distributed mesh network for non-essential public files. Can you explain it like I'm 5? That's a fancy way of saying all ROMs connect to all other ROMs within range, and they share any files amongst themselves that the user hasn't flagged as private. It's handy in dense population areas like NeoSF, since it can bypass regular telecom nodes to access the internet. Out in the sticks, though, you're stuck connecting to regular old pipes. Yuck. You know why he may have gone missing? I'm not real sure. He was super hush-hush about his work on Turing, and that might have made Parallax upset. They're working on their own projects, and I'm certain Hayden had some kind of intellectual property clause written into his contract with them. That would just mean he would get fired, maybe even sued, but I can't imagine they would disappear him. They ain't the CIA or anything. You tell me... Okay. Seriously, that was just his problem. Don't you worry about Jess Nunn. She just don't have a lot of patience when talking to you genotypical folks like us. She had to deal with a lot of awful pricks. Cause she's an ear, because she's a caustic jerk. I probably shouldn't judge her just yet. Good call. Training out enjoyable, huh? Let's talk about something else. Sure, dear. Okay, so how do we find Hayden? I'm not really sure, hon. But I guess it might help if we knew why he went missing in the first place. I'll stay here and ask around a bit. People know me, and they sure ain't gonna talk to a newbie like yourself. Why don't you hop back over to Hayden's place and grab the data cache out of his computer for me? We can go over his research notes and see if we can't find a reason for his being vanished. Alright, I'll come back when I have the data cache. Good luck, Turing. You keep them out of trouble. Can I talk to these other characters? Rad Dancer. Hey, what's up? Having a good time? Yeah, yeah. Alright! Hype Dancer. Alright, let's dancing! Alright, so I guess we will head out then. You had to leave your drink in the bar. Can I get it back? You know what, let's just go back. Oh shit. Halt, citizen! This area has been cordoned off by the NeoSF Police Department as part of an ongoing investigation. I apologize for the inconvenience, but I am not authorized to allow anyone to enter this location. That's my friend's place. Is everything okay? Listen, I really need to get in there. Let's go this one. I'm sorry, citizen, but I cannot give comment on any currently ongoing investigations. If you would like to leave your contact information with me, I can forward your inquiry to the detective in charge, who will get in touch with you as soon as feasible. They may have questions for you. Thank you in advance for your cooperation, citizen. That will not be possible, citizen. The area must be preserved in pristine condition for the collection of evidence. Only authorized NeoSFPD personnel may enter. I am required to inform you that I am set to level 2 guard mode, and any effort to make unauthorized entry will be met with non-lethal force sufficient to incapacitate. I apologize, but I must ask you to move along. Loitering around an active investigation area is prohibited by city statute, and I am authorized to issue the citation of a fine to any persons found to be doing so. We should go ahead and get moving, Danny. Alright, I guess that's it then. That was fruitless. I did not expect the police to get involved so quickly. Typically, they would refuse to open an investigation on a missing person until at least 48 hours had passed. Still, we need to get in there and get that data cache. Do you have any ideas, Danny? Oh, do I? I have contact with the Neo SFPD. Who would that be? I found no such connection when I compiled your personal history. Lexi, she's kind of new to this jurisdiction, but she'll talk to me. Give me a moment, Danny. Oh. I see now. Detective Lexi Rivers. She used to date your sister. I must have missed that link in your history somehow. You have a very poor net presence, Danny. It makes anticipating your needs more difficult. Sorry? It's okay. We'll work on it. Well, setting aside your unreasonable distaste for technology, I agree with your suggestion. Her online profile suggests that she might be willing to work with us off the books, so to speak. A considerable boon, since I would prefer to maintain the clandestine nature of this investigation for now. Let us go and find Miss Rivers to request assistance. That'd be Detective Rivers, Turing. Oh, right. Should I refresh my protocols for handling titles around Detective Rivers? If you want to keep all your teeth, yeah. That's definitely what I would recommend. Done and done. We wouldn't want any social faux pas, would we, Danny? Now, lead the way. Okay. Alright.